Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, April 11th. Tomorrow is Easter. I'm going to be completely honest. I woke up this morning feeling pretty depressed about everything. Not my personal everything, but the more of the global everything. And really, for one of the first times, feeling the frustration of not being able to go do a couple things. Because I need spring. I need to be out. I want to feel the grass in between my toes. I want to go walk in some trees, some things like that. I really want to go walk around the village. And none of those are an option quite yet. So I also had absolutely no idea what I was going to talk about this morning. So yeah, then I had a nice grand old sulk in a steaming hot shower. I realized, you know what, this weekend's going to be hard for folks. Easter's tomorrow. Most people are used to having a nice big Easter egg hunt or an Easter brunch, Easter dinner, spending time with family, and that's just not an option this year. So I'm like, okay, we need to do a fun project. And so I got out of the shower. Yep, my hair's still wet. And I grabbed something out of my archival boxes that I decided was going to be like a little rainy day project. And that's going to be this weekend's project with you guys. So I'm going to show you what it is and tell you what we're going to need to get together. And then tomorrow we'll make it. And this really is something where I pulled all the pieces together, so I've not made this, okay? So this will be an extra little adventure. Okay, let me adjust the camera. All right, so you can see but not see my tea. All right, so this piece was sent from a friend. Mary sent me several really lovely things, including this neat piece here. Let me move it up, it looks like. All right, so I'm going to call this a pin pocket. Okay, I've seen a few different versions of this. Some of them long, some of them short, like this one. The longer ones tended to be narrower. But it's a really neat little piece because it's wool here on the inside, and then it's a really pretty silk on the outside. Okay, you can see that. I hope you can see that. This is a little watered silk. Nice floral design. There is some frame, which is expected with the age. She gets stored flat here. Oh, I do see something a little bit different than what I was planning. Okay, so the edge of this is bound with a narrow ribbon. This would be a silk ribbon. It's the light blue that corresponds with the blue of the silk. I'm going to say it's probably this very same ribbon. And then it's embroidered with a fur stitch with an extra little dot in a few spots. That's cute. Flip it back over. On the inside we see the binding. This here is a wool, okay? And then there's 3 sections where the pins are placed. Now, I'm actually surprised all the pins are not going across, that they happen to be going in the other direction as well. If I was to do this, which, yeah, we're going to do this, I would have them all go this way. I'm sure that's just a personal preference piece. You can see here on the inside of the binding is more stitching. So we're going to need to get some measurements, okay? All right, so I really like these quilters rules because I can lay a piece down once and get measurements without having to move something around a lot, okay? So I'm going to move this little guy over. We're going to line it up there in the corner. Okay. All right, I'm going to write some of these down over here because like I said, I haven't made this yet. All right, so this is 9 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. Now, of course, depending on the materials that you have, you can adjust this. Because like I said, I've seen them longer, I've seen them narrower, totally flexible. Okay, and then the ribbon here, ooh, the ribbon is, we're going to call this 5/8 wide. All right. Okay. You know what? We could actually get away with those measurements. Okay. So that's not bad at all. I can definitely see some changes in the color between the interior of the ribbon and then the ribbon that's the loose tie piece, okay? So this ribbon has faded a good bit. Now, this does not have any batting in between it, but others I've seen do. And I think for mine, I'm going to opt to put the batting in. And so when we do ours, I'm going to show it with the batting in. That's going to give just that little bit more of a layer between the wool and the silk. And in all reality, this layer of wool, this almost looks like a batting. So you could almost do just silk and batting. You might be wondering about some of the pins here. Over here, these are black glass-headed pins. The pin themselves actually looks like it's black. So these might actually be mourning pins. I'll take some close-up photos for you so you can get a better look. And this is actually a really nice assortment of glass head pins. There's 2 light purple, almost a pale amethyst, a darker purple. I'm going to call this a little umber, and then a really pretty blue. And then we have 3 needles. Interestingly enough, the eyes are similar in size. They're slightly different length. There's a little bit of rust spotting on them. 2 of these needles are definitely bent. I can appreciate this because I am a needle bender. And then up here, these 2 flathead pins are just sitting here. This one does have a little rust spot on it. And we're going to take this little, I think that was a little critter at one point. Make that go away. I like to put the pieces that come into my home in the freezer when they come in. So anything like that in its freezer cycle, so into the freezer, out of the freezer, into the freezer, should be dead. I got very nervous when we moved things. I was like, okay, hope everything's fine. And I think we're okay. So this piece, let me do it this way, just so you can see what'll happen here, would fold up like this. And then the ribbons would tie. So you can see now this makes the ribbons almost the same length. Well, that's a measure we're going to need. Okay, so this ribbon, we're going to need to see how long this is. So the ribbon, which is one solid piece around, this is 20 inches. Again, that's one that's flexible. Okay. All right, so let's talk about materials, okay? You are going to need some silk. Now, obviously, some of us are not going to have the ideal materials laying around. Like, I would love to do a pretty floral, but I don't actually have a lot of florals. I tend towards plaids and stripes and solids for the hoods and things. I almost pulled out some embroidered pieces. They're machine embroidered, but they're really pretty. I may actually grab one of those to do a second one. I just like the idea. And that would be, of course, for some modern use. All right, so you're going to need a piece of silk. To do this measurements that we have, we're going to want 9 inches by 4.5 inches, okay? For this one, I'm going to see if I can center it on this red stripe here. I'm going to be a tiny bit short. All right, we'll see what I can do there. The other option would be to go on this white stripe. All right, so you're going to need a piece of silk. And of course, because of the whole situation, if you don't have silk, go ahead and pick out a really pretty cotton. So this is a pretty cotton, okay? And you could do a period look or you could do a modern look. That's totally up to you, all right? So then you've got your exterior. You're going to need, if you want to do the batting, you're going to need some batting scraps. Again, this is going to be your 9 inch by 4.5 inch. And then you're going to need some wool. Preferably, you're going to go with a white or an off-white wool if you have it. If you don't, again, because of the situation, use the wool that you have, okay? So you're going to have the wool. And then we're going to need some ribbon, of course. And I didn't pull that out because I actually thought the edges were turned over on this at first glance. Like I said, I really did grab it as I was getting out of the shower. All right, so we're going to need to have enough ribbon for this length here. So we got 20 inches. Plus, we're going to need the entire perimeter. So we're talking 18, 9, plus the 20. So about 27 inches to go all the way around. Give yourself a little bit of leeway. Let's call that 30 plus the 20. So we're going to need about 50 inches, not quite 2 yards, of 5/8. You could do a 1/2 inch ribbon. All right. I am not sure which ribbon I'm going to go with. I think I've got some reds. In the silk, silk will be the easiest, the least bulky, if you happen to have the right width of silk ribbon. The cotton sateen will be a little more stable, but it's going to be a little bulkier. This is a pretty lean piece here. And keep in mind, the embroidery is going to add some bulk. All right. And then, of course, you're going to need some embroidery floss. This I think is a silk embroidery floss. So if you have that, great. If not, of course, use what you have. I think I have a red cotton, or I have a blue silk left. I'm not sure what else I've got. I have to go back through and check. I don't anticipate finishing the embroidery tomorrow. I'll be completely honest. Okay, so let's go back over that. We need a 9 by 4.5 piece of silk or cotton. We need the same size batting. We need the same size wool. And we're going to call it 50 inches of 1/2 inch wide ribbon. And then embroidery floss. And then, of course, you're going to want some assortments of pins. All right? So how'd we do? Hopefully that'll be a fun project for folks tomorrow. I will get my pieces cut and ready, and we'll put it together tomorrow, okay? All right, have a good day. If it's sunny where you are, get out and enjoy some sunshine. It actually is sunny here, despite the chill. So I will get out and try to enjoy that as well. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.